Today on Locked On Red Wings, we're going to preview the home and home against the Ottawa Senators, then finish it off with a little bit of how do you feel about it Friday.
You're Locked On Red Wings, your daily podcast on the Detroit Red Wings, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome back to the Locked On Red Wings podcast. We are your hosts, Brian Fisher and Scotty Bentley. Scotty is also host over at Locked On Tigers. Scotty, it's Friday, man. How was your week?
It was good, man. It was good. I'm down south for the week, down in Atlanta for the week. So I'll be back. I might have one more episode here. I think for Monday's show I'll still be here, and then I'll be back in time for baseball opening day, baby.
Hell yeah! There we go. I'm excited for baseball season. I don't know how you feel, but you know.
yeah. Notably not a baseball guy, me.
We are going to talk about those Detroit Red Wings playing the Ottawa Senators tonight. They host them at LCA, and then on Sunday they're going to Ottawa to play them. And not to just preview the game itself, Scotty, but more of like bigger picture at this point, because it's more than just wins and losses at this point. It's more than just individual games. As the season winds down and they have like 15 games left, you got to look at the bigger picture and what's really worth it for the team. But just to start things off with, the Senators, guys, they're not good. Red Wings haven't been good lately, but the Senators are even worse. They're seventh in the division, second to last to the Montreal Canadiens. Their biggest producer is Brady Tkachuk. He's got 47 points in 63 games played. Tim Stützle's right behind that. Great young talent, by the way, Tim Stützle. 40 points in 65 games.
Interesting draft. Stützle went in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who did the Red Wings draft that year? Can you remind me?
Well, he's had the fourth pick that year? That was an okay draft for us.
Crazy. Who's going to be the Calder? I'm just wondering. But yeah, the Senators, much like the Flyers game last week, you look on paper, should be a win. Should be. We know for certain that's not always a guarantee.
Which means it won't be.
Yeah. Oh, we said the same thing about the Flyers, though, and then it was. But we also said the same thing about the Islanders, and then it wasn't. So, that's the Red Wings team. It's a team going through massive growing pains that has taken a major step back this last month of the season. And that's where our conversation comes in. This is where I ask the question to you, Scotty. Do we, as Red Wings fans, really want the Ottawa Senators, do we really want the Detroit Red Wings to beat the Ottawa Senators this weekend because of how it could impact their positioning for the incoming draft lottery?
Yeah, so I've had this. I think I've talked about it a couple of times on the show now, but I've had a rolling take that I still stand by, in which I am not going to be upset or angry if the Wings lose quite a few games to end the season here and our draft position gets better. But I'm not going to actively root for it anymore. I think that we are past that as where we stand in the rebuild. As an organization, we are past that point. Again, I'll take better odds. I'm not going to be upset about it and be like, oh, we should be winning. I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, I think that teaching the young core that is going to be here when we're making deep playoff runs is all on the NHL roster at this point. There's a couple of stragglers, right? There's a couple of the Swedes and Kosa and stuff, and guys that will come through when they're ready, absolutely. But the main core is all here. I'm okay with teaching them how to win too. I'm not all about we should just lose now. The second you're completely mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, you should just lose as much as possible. I'm not about that anymore. I'm very okay with teaching these guys how to win games and building. I know culture is such a like trigger word and everybody just kind of says it just to say it. But
There is something to be
more
said
so
there.
than that, I without even using the term like, building a winning culture or whatever, I just think it's important for young players to be in situations where games are close and try things and try new plays or new systems or whatever, new lines, etc., new pairings, all this stuff in close games and try to close out games and finish games like that. I think that is something that's incredibly valuable and is something that brings value to an end of the season that otherwise would not have any.
Yeah, I agree with 100% of everything you just said, and I know, like exactly what you said. The word culture has kind of been beaten into the ground, and almost to a point where it's mockable at this point. The
Right.
way people use it, it's a dead meaning, but there is a value to that. I mean, you do to a degree want to build a culture. I mean, you look at 2 years ago when the Red Wings were tanking. I mean, Dylan Larkin came out last year when the team really didn't even take that big of a step forward, but they just weren't historically bad. And he said, they asked him, like, what's the difference this season between last season and like what you're seeing? He's like, oh, well, you go out there and you see the defense is actually trying to play. So to say that culture means nothing is, not true. Culture does mean something. And you're completely right when you say that with the young guys in the locker room, you want to teach them that it's not okay to lose, that it's not okay to just tank. And by no means do I think they're actually actively going to tank by any stretch of the imagination. And I also agree with you that for the most part, the Red Wings are past the point in their rebuild where they are trying to become the worst team. I guess my argument comes in, though, that with whatever I said, 15 games left on the season, they are 9 points ahead of the Senators, but only 2 points ahead of the Sabres for sixth in the division. You drop this home and home this weekend, and I'm not advocating that they do, but if they do happen to drop this home and home this weekend, you're giving 6 points to the Senators, leaving just a 5-point gap between the two, and probably get passed by the Sabres. Now you're looking at better draft odds. You're so far out of the playoff race at this point that at this juncture, did I say that right?
You did the second
Okay.
time, yes.
The second time. Okay, cool. At this point, if they lose both those games, I won't be as upset because I know that it does help their odds going forward. But I guess it also happens to be how they lose those games. I mean, if they're losing games by still giving up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals, then I'm still going to be pissed because that shows a lack of effort. But if they try hard and they still lose, maybe like the Tampa Bay game or the New York Rangers game, I'll be willing to accept it because I know that still, they still played hard. They're still trying to win. They're just not that good of a team.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line there, right, um, between you lose a lot of games and aren't competitive in them versus losing games to end the season and you are competitive in them, right? Like that's a pretty fine line to walk, and it's also something again that I think that there's a big difference in. And again, I'm not saying, oh, if they have a winning record the rest of the season, then like that means anything for these guys like going forward or changes a narrative going into the off season or anything. It doesn't really change anything no matter what the record is the remainder of the season. But I just think that there is a lot of maybe like even if you want to ditch the culture thing, right? Even if you want to ditch like how the feeling in the locker room is and all like the hot button, stuff to say like that. I think on an individual basis, it's just important to put rookies in situations late in games where they have a chance to win and they can close out a game if they do something, if they score, if they make a defensive play, if etc. I think it's just that's in such valuable experience that you can only get in a close game setting or in a one goal lead setting in the third. And like more so about like strictly winning and losing than it is just I want the kids to not play in games where they're down 6 goals in the third the rest of the season. They're not
Yeah.
going to learn too much that way.
Well, also, like, to your point, it's great to have a high draft pick, but if you're not developing that talent by doing exactly what you just said, by putting them in positions to grow as players, then
Right.
you're not doing your job. You're just going to be the Buffalo Sabres.
Right.
You're
And
going to
at the
keep
end of
it.
the day, I understand, the lottery's in there for in place for a reason. And if some luck goes our way, you want the highest percentage, obviously, but
Yeah.
the odds of where we're at currently and what we could be by having a bad, we go up a couple of spots. We're still not getting like a top 3, top 4,
No.
most likely, right? And I'll eat my words if we somehow, win the lottery or something and we lose games to get there. Like, we had to be in this exact spot to do so, sure. But yeah, I don't think you tank for luck. Like, you tank to solidify, like, oh, we want a top 3 percentage, right? Like, we tank because we want, the highest percentage going into this lottery. I don't really believe in the philosophy of, well, we're going to tank to go from 9 to 8 so our percent chance goes up half a percentage. Like, I don't I think that's that I don't think that's any front office's mindset, I
Yeah,
guess
it's
is
a
my
loser
point.
mentality, and
Right.
we're past that. We're past that point. Um, if you're past having to go to the grocery store to cook your own meals, then I recommend you guys sign up for HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Get farm fresh seasonal produce and easy to make recipes delivered right to your door every week. Ingredients travel from the farm to your doorstep in under a week so that they always arrive fresh, all without the trip to the grocery store or farmer's market. HelloFresh has fit and wholesome recipes for satisfying and nutritious meals that you can feel good about, with 6 recipes per week to choose from, including low calorie and carb conscious options. I can tell you from personal experience, guys, HelloFresh is legit. It is absolutely legit. I've talked about it before. I talked about it last week, I believe, that HelloFresh's meals, there's not a single one that I didn't enjoy. We had it for about a year and a half here at my apartment, and every single meal, they sent you the pre-portioned meals, they gave you the ingredients, and every single one was good. And I talked about it in the last ad read too. Some of the most simple ones were the ones that I liked the most. They had some more complicated ones, not like so overly complicated you couldn't do it, but like just some of the most simple ones were the ones that really got you, and they were really delicious. But like they had like cheddar stuffed burgers, they had tilapia, they had salmon, they had multiple pasta dishes that we made multiple times. This thing too is like they send you ingredient cards too. So even if like you have a hankering randomly one day, you still have the ingredient cards. You still know how to make it. So guys, there's really nothing against it. Like nothing to lose here. You get the meals delivered to your doorstep. You don't got to go grocery shopping ever again. So I would definitely sign up for HelloFresh. We definitely did. Go to HelloFresh.com/locked-on16 and use code lockdown16 for up to 16 meals and three free gifts. That's HelloFresh.com/lockdown16. Also got to talk to you guys today about Built.com. This is the time of year that we've all pretty much given up on our New Year's resolutions. But got to try those puffs. They are, if you haven't, you're missing out on one of the best, Built Bar's best tasting bars. Puffs are the first ever protein-infused marshmallows. They're fluffy, they're marshmallowy. They're not just a protein bar, they are a treat, and they're covered in 100% real chocolate. Puffs are a fan favorite with some incredible flavors: yummy cinnamon churro, coconut marshmallow, banana cream pie. So good. These are going to be your new favorite. All Built Bars are covered in 100% real chocolate. Yes, that includes puffs. They're low calorie, high protein. Replace your candy bars with these. They are better. Typical candy bar can be anywhere from 200 to 300 calories. Go to Built.com, scroll down to their macros chart. You'll be blown away. High protein, low cal, high fiber, low carb. They got tons of flavors to choose from as well: mint brownie, coconut almond, and new for this month, white chocolate cookies and cream. They are all delicious, and new flavors are coming out all the time. If they think a flavor might be good, they'll make it. It'll be delicious and it'll be good for you. So go to build.com, use promo code LOCK15 to get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCK15 for 15% off at build.com. Woof. Not my best. Stumbled my way through those ones. But here we are. I made it to the other side.
We ball, baby.
We landed. Wasn't the best landing, but we're
ball.
here. Scotty.
Brian.
Regarding these games against the Ottawa Senators, we talked about overall big picture stuff and like whether or not we want to see the Red Wings win. In the end, any individual game, I think we want to see the Wings win. Like we can look at the.
I mean, that's my philosophy. Yeah,
we can look at the bigger picture and be like, yeah, it might make sense long term for them to slide down in the standings a little bit more, give them a better percentage at a higher draft pick, so they have a better option in the draft. But any individual game, I don't think we're going to come in and be like, we want them to lose. I want to see the Red Wings win both these games. Like, my heart says that. My brain realizes what's better off for them big picture, but my heart wants them to win these games. That's just...
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said in the first one, I don't find the upside that much more beneficial to want to just go in and lose. Like, I don't think the percentage gain from, the ground we'd have to make up with all the losing, I don't think the percentage we would end up going up was, like we're pretty high up there. And I don't think losing as many games as we can is going to put us in that much of a better position in the draft. So I'm okay with going out there and just trying to get a dub every night and just knowing that that's not going to happen. So no matter what I root for, we're not going to win too much. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
So that brings me to my next point, my next question. If the Red Wings were to win these games, what needs to happen? Like and we're at this point, we're also looking at like individual performances more so than like a team performance.
Yeah, for sure.
The Ottawa Senators aren't a good team, but that doesn't rule out any particular game at this point for this team. Who are you looking for in this game to be an impact player? I won't say an X factor, but who do you want to see have a good game against the Senators?
I'll say this for the rest of the season. I think this is the time for Filip Zadina to shine. Like, I think that this is prime, it's prime real estate. It's free real estate. Like, this is it, man. Like, you are in the lowest of low stress situations. No one's expecting the team to win. No one is expecting really you to do anything at this point, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, right? This is the time, the remainder of the season, and starting, with this home and home against Ottawa, like this is the time for Zadina to take any step forward and show us a little bit more goal. So he went on a little bit of a heater there, a month and a half ago?
I wouldn't even call it a heater. He just like got a point, every other game.
No, well, he had like 2 goals in I don't know. It might have been like 2 goals in 5 games or something.
And we're like, yes, this is a heater for
right. Well, like for him, I mean, goodness gracious, man. So like, I think that this is, this is the time. We know what the rookies are. We know what they're gonna do. We know what the Larkin and Burts are gonna do. We know Ned's situation and how he's gonna perform, and we know the defense in front of him. This is this last month and a half of the season. This is the Zadina block. This is the time that he could really start showing out and hopefully just have less pressure on him, because these games don't really matter win and loss wise. So just go out there, try some stuff, and try and put the puck in the net.
Yeah, so he's on an expiring contract, but he will be an RFA.
He's an RFA, though, right?
So, yeah, he's still on his entry-level contract. So this is going to be his first bridge deal that he's going to get. And he's going to get a bridge deal. He's not getting anything better. He's going to get lowballed, too, with how his performance has been.
Definitely.
He's only got 20 points in 60 games. He's only got 8 goals, and I think he's one of the bottom barrel players on the team, plus-minus-wise. And plus-minus, again, like, doesn't mean much as far as it goes, but he's got, now that Nick Leddy's been traded, he is the worst plus-minus, which means at 5-on-5, he's out there for 28 more goals against than he has been for this season. It's not what you would call good. I don't have his expected goals for percentage up right now, but I'm sure that's not great.
That's off brand for you.
I know. I have the Ottawa Senators stuff up, but I don't have the Red Wings stuff up. I forgot to pull it up before we started recording. But the point being, regardless, that's a great point. He's definitely a guy who 15 games left needs to step up and prove himself, even not just for himself and for his own paycheck, but prove himself to, like, not that he has to prove himself to Red Wings fans, but it'd be nice, a nice little reassurance that he's got
Like, why not, man?
got something in the tank, because
Exactly.
he's been underwhelming this season,
And
he
just
was
like
underwhelming
try
last
some
season.
stuff. Everybody's talking about, oh, like he's too stiff. He's not creative. There's one narrative that he's afraid of Jeff Blashill, which I think is ridiculous. But
I don't know if any
like
of them are for
there's
Jeff
all of
Blashill at this
this,
point. Maybe that's
all
the
these different
problem.
narratives. Just like go out there and
Play hockey.
try some stuff. Just get crazy with it. I don't care. Like these games these games no longer matter win-loss wise. Just go try some stuff, dog.
Well, and it's like the thing that makes Moritz Seider so consistent for the most part is that his mindset is, I'm just going out there playing the game that I love. Like, I'm just going out there to have fun. Zadina might just need to be able to have some fun. He might need to loosen up a little bit. But who am I? I might, just like everyone else on Twitter, I'm microanalyzing a person I don't actually know. I'm just reading a stat card. Or watching him play. That's really all we can do. Another guy that I would love to see have improvements is Filip Zadina, man. I mean, obviously the big name guys we all know, we all gonna watch them, but like the other guys who are gonna be on this team for probably a couple years forward, I want to see improvements from. Filip Zadina is one of them. He's been rough lately. We talked about it yesterday. He started the year rough, got pretty good there in the middle, and he's been rough the last several games. And I just want to see him short up, man, because we need defensive depth. And if I thought he was going to be a solid middle pair defenseman for us. The last few games, he doesn't even look like he should be on the ice.
Yeah. Struggling is an understatement for what his last couple of weeks has been. And we talked about yesterday, his start of the year was weird. Yeah. Definitely someone to look forward to. Look for going forward.
Yes,
Bang,
there
bang.
you go.
I'm a writer.
He's a writer. Wait. I had it on tap. Oh,
all right.
so
Well, now that you did it once, now we need to get to the point where like I say it and you just bring it up and we just keep going, because that you know what I mean. But that's good. If you're watching on YouTube, you saw it. That was
we discovered a couple weeks ago that we can put captions on the screen while we're recording through this app we were using called Restream, and I've been waiting for He's a Writer to drop for a couple days now, so that I could put that up there.
There you go.
From now on, it's just gonna pop up, and we're gonna move on. Not even gonna mention it. What I should mention to you guys today, though, is BetOnline.net. After months of playing, college basketball has determined the top teams for the Final Four and will determine this year's national champion this coming week. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. From all the latest odds, contests, and player props, you name it, BetOnline remains the best spot for all your latest sports developments, including podcasts and reviews for all the leagues this season. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino games. Head to their website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. BetOnline, where the game starts. I can always rely on old, reliable BetOnline to make me feel good about my ad reads. Always
nice softball for you.
Make me feel big. Wow, I got no reaction on that one. Okay, that one fell flat. How do you feel about a Friday, Scotty?
How do you feel about a Friday? We haven't done one in a minute. Because usually we have
a ton to talk
about.
Like
we play days, or we have news plus previews and stuff. So we finally.
Yeah, I mean Wings play twice this weekend, but it being both Ottawa Senators, didn't feel like we needed to do two separate previews for that, so we just kind of put them together. I'll lead off because I have a very important question. I saw my roommate doing this when I got home from the Pistons game. They played the 76ers last night. Great game for the Pistons, by the way. Kate had played it fantastic. I saw my roommate doing this. I went, what in the hell are you doing? How do you feel about peanut butter on frozen waffles? Well, I guess waffles in general.
I'm immensely pro, and I've been doing it
pro
since I was a young lad.
So like 30 years ago.
All right. Well, you're 40 then. Have fun. Yeah, no, immensely pro. You don't do that?
No, I've never heard of it before. It's maple syrup. Waffles and maple syrup. It's a staple.
Yeah, of course that's fire too. Absolutely. But like, did you try it?
No, I didn't try it.
Oh, well,
I
you
was mostly
probably
just
should.
judging him. I was like, what are
Okay.
you doing?
Well,
You're free.
I would judge my roommates too. Fair, but you should try it because it's good.
Oh, okay. Fair. I maybe I will tomorrow because I went grocery shopping, got some frozen waffles, obviously, because he was eating them. So maybe I'll try that in the morning. A little bit
There
of
you
a
go.
little bit of pre-workout
There you go.
breakfast, healthy.
Yeah, of
Waffle.
course. Right after your athletic greens.
Yeah, right after the athletic greens. This episode is brought to you by. No, I'm just kidding.
Get all this really healthy stuff into my body, and then waffles and peanut butter.
Sounds about right for me, honestly.
How do you feel about essential oils?
Not a big fan. Overall, I'm kind of like lukewarm on it, but I feel like a lot of it feels like a scam.
Wow, just calling it a scam right out there.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. I mean,
Next
hey,
week we're gonna have an ad read from
know.
an essential oil company. I'm gonna have to like,
But not these.
not these guys. These are legit. No, I mean, in all honesty, I just feel like essential oils for the most part are like you're rubbing your face with grease, and like, what is it gonna
I
do
mean,
for
like,
you?
you don't have to rub your face on it.
Well,
But
I
like,
know
sure.
I'm exaggerating for a fact, but like, take a
Just
Tylenol, bro.
Make me calm.
Take a Claritin D. It's gonna have way more of an. If my doctor's not prescribing it to me, then I don't think it's gonna do much. Like I'm gonna trust the 200 milligrams of Motrin my doctor's prescribing more than I'm gonna trust your peppermint oil. Hot take, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, we can go down the ins and outs of the of the medical field and that whole industry, but we won't. No, I mean that's fair. That's fair. It's a pretty hit or miss thing. I've met a lot of people that are super into it, and I don't know if it. I don't know how much I feel of like, oh, like this one's supposed to lower your anxiety or whatever. I have very lots of anxiety, and I I'm not sure if it's ever been like, oh, like this really calms me down. But like the worst that happens is like you just smell really good for a little bit. So it's like, all right, like why not try it? The worst that happens is like there's this good smell around me. Like
See,
even if it doesn't do anything.
I
So
always
like
had
why
it in
not?
my head that it was like a placebo effect for people. Like you were told this essential oil is going to do something for you, so you try it, and now you're thinking that it's doing something when it's really not. I could be
There's
wrong.
gonna be
Like
a
I'm no
lot
doctor.
of people that are not happy with your take on
I
this.
listen. I'm not a medical professional. I don't know, so I'm making
Yeah.
a snap judgment on
Okay.
this. Well, I'm just like I've gone to the doctor and they've never once prescribed me essential oils for my problems. So
Fair enough.
that's why my take is the way it is.
Fair enough. What if I found one? Never mind.
Really want to know where you're going with that for a second.
What if I found essential oil that they claimed it made your hair grow?
Ship it. Okay, send it to me. I'm on that. I'm on that crowd right there. Almost swore.
He said, give me
Yeah,
that. Give me that.
I'll instantaneously.
Fair enough, though. I mean, it's not. It's definitely a hit or miss thing for a lot of people, and I don't even know if I'm like either. I think I'm pretty middle of the road on it, but I have I have enough people in my life that are like big fans of it that I like. Sure, why not?
Okay, so I'm kind of on a food take one, a food take mood. How do you feel about sour cream donuts?
Ooh, sure.
Because
Whatever sure is.
my girlfriend Allison claims that they are the only good donut, and
Okay, well that's
a bold food take.
You know what? I agree with her on a lot of things. That's not one of them.
Okay, good, thank you. She's like that. She says, "Sorry, let me correct myself," because she's gonna call me out if I don't. She says sour cream or
As she
plain
should.
donuts
They're the what?
are the only good ones. Sour cream and plain
They're the only
donuts.
good plain
No,
donuts.
sour cream and plain donuts are the only good
Oh,
donuts.
okay. Well, still not
Chocolate
even
covered,
close to right.
hello? Sprinkles, hello?
They literally make donuts filled with jelly and like Boston
Yeah.
cream. Like that's just preposterous.
So,
Yeah, no.
I'm calling her out in front of all these people right now because I just want her to know she is wrong.
Yeah, that's I think that's the first bad take I've ever heard from her.
Yeah. So,
Usually she's spot on. I take her side on arguments between you two on most things. This is not
but I
one
will
of them.
say sour cream donuts are very good. I do think.
Yeah, hey, no, like I said, sure. I'm fine with them.
But to
Absolutely.
rule out
It's just
chocolate donuts, no, absolutely not.
it's just ridiculous to proclaim that they're the only good ones.
Absolutely.
I'll do a food one too. This is gonna make a lot of people really upset, and I'm gonna get called a lot of really bad
We both
names.
are upsetting people tonight, so let's go.
So, like Chef Boyardee in a can.
Oh yeah, I remember the old commercial where the can like rolled across town.
Right. Follow the kid home, right? So you have like the ravioli or like Spaghettios in a can or like whatever, right? So those are all like cooked. Right?
Yeah, they're pre-cooked and you just heat it up.
They're pre-cooked and yeah, all you would need to do is heat it up. Well, I don't.
Oh, that's it?
I just eat it out of the can.
You just eat it out of the can? So how do I feel about you eating Spaghettios and
How do
ravioli?
you feel about the fact that I just eat whatever Chef Boyard? That's like too narrow. Those type of things, like all of them, I literally just eat them straight out
Like,
of the
what about
can.
chicken noodle soup?
I have eaten chicken noodle soup straight out of the can.
Tomato
yes.
soup.
I don't think I've ever had tomato soup not with grilled cheese. So no, I've
That
never
is a
done
god
that
tier combination.
It
Maybe
is.
maybe one of our episodes we can just like do a tier list on stream of like we could do this. We're coming up with content tier list of Red Wings players ever, and we just put them in, like the tier list maker.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
that'd be great content.
would be.
No, but back to your thing. I don't know how I feel. Like
It's probably been like 5+ years since I have ever heated up any of those types of things. And like I don't eat them like every day. It's probably like a I don't know, I'll get a couple when I go grocery shopping every other week. So like it's not a regular thing that I'm just downing these I'm not downing Spaghettios once a day, but like when I do eat them, right. It is straight up just out of the cupboard, pop the lid.
that is very on brand for a single man in his 20s. I feel like that is what you could expect from any single man in his 20s. To just be like, I'm popping the lid off this ravioli can. I'm just throwing it back,
Fair
baby.
enough.
I feel like it's probably on the same par as like day old pizza from the fridge. Like, is it edible?
Love day old pizza
Yeah.
from the fridge.
Would it be better if you heated it up? Probably. Like, I would probably prefer my ravioli and Spaghettios heated up, but like, could I eat it straight out of the can? Yeah, probably, because I am also a man in my 20s.
I had never made the connection that it was like even possible to not do it until I was a freshman in college, which was 6 years ago. And you're older, and and somebody was like, hey, somebody was just did. Well, I think it was one of my roommates. Actually, I lived in a quad, lived with 3 other 18-year-old dudes, and in one room, it was a time. And one of my roommates just popped the lid of some Spaghettios with meatballs and just like started eating. And I was like, "What the hell are you doing, bro?" And he's like, "These are pre-cooked. I just like, I'm not going to walk down to the end of the hall and put it in the microwave. I'm just going to eat them." I was like, "You can do that?" He was like, "Yeah, what?" And I was like, "Okay." I did it one time, never looked back. It's probably been 6 years since I've done it with any of those types of things.
My last one is directed specifically towards you. How do you feel about Locked On Tigers being on YouTube? How's that been?
It's been fantastic, except for this week. This week I'm not home, and my Wi-Fi has been really weird. So this week's episodes have been super laggy, but I mean, the growth has been like we're already pushing 200, and we've done like 10 episodes on YouTube. Like we're crushing it, and I'm really pumped for like the stuff that we can do once, the share screen stuff that we do here. I'm really pumped with all the possibilities that we can do when the regular season starts. Go over advanced analytics on there and or even just like looking at plays, whatever. I'm super super pumped for it, and it has been a incredible transition, and it's been really awesome. He can because he's a writer.
Because he's a writer.
But yeah, no, it's been it's been great though. It's been great though. It's been very very cool, and I can't wait to like have regular season episodes, man. A week from today, I will be making regular season episodes again.
You've suffered long enough, Scotty. You deserve this.
It's I can't wait. A week from today, I'll be at Command
Literally,
Park,
you'll
too.
have an episode to talk about pretty much every single day, or an episode to talk about, a game to talk about every single
A
day.
game to talk about every single day, starting next Friday and going until the All-Star break. Literally,
It's
every
going to
day.
become money for you. Like,
Can't wait. Can't wait.
I think that should be about good, unless you had another one that was like pressing.
No, I think that's it.
All right. I want to thank you guys for making Locked On Red Wings your first listen every single day. Now make your second listen Locked On Fantasy Hockey. Hosts Steel Roden and Flip Livingstone help you become the expert of your fantasy league. It's free and available wherever you get your platforms. Platforms. I said it again. Wherever you get your podcast. God dang it. I did that last week. I'm a professional, guys. Just pure professional. Scotty, any final thoughts?
Happy April, and we ball.
Happy April Fool's Day. Just now realized it is April 1st.
Yeah, I'm gonna prank you so hard tomorrow you don't even know. Well, today we're recording this the night before.
I wish I had a witty response, but I just don't. So on that note,
Yeah, sleep with one eye open, Bucko.
Wow. Okay. If I'm still here and alive on Monday, we'll recap these two games. If not, Scotty will do it solo. Same time, same place. It's your team every day.
Every day.
Ha, April Fools. I didn't end it after you said that. Now I will.